Charles at the end. He's like, what? So yeah, welcome back to the last panel. I almost said the Lapsed Comic Fan Show. Jesus Christ. So it's Halloween 2025, everybody. Happy Halloween. Warren, happy Halloween, sir.
Happy Halloween. Yay.
Happy Halloween, Gray.
Happy Halloween, and hell yeah to that intro, man. That was awesome.
It was thrown together with breadsticks and shellac and some and some thumbs
and love.
Well,
held together with love.
There was no video of me and you going like this, like goodbye. So I put the fake arms.
Well, it's awesome.
Oh man. So Halloween. Oh, man, it's crazy. You know, this is one of the weirdest years. It has gone by so quick, but for me, just personally, like whether you like the guy or hate the guy, I don't really care. But it feels like Donald Trump has been president for 9,000 years this year. At the same time that like, fuck, we're already in November. It's ridiculous.
Like, it's like when you're at work and you're like, God, I've been here for like 5 hours, and you look up and it's been like 30 minutes into your shift.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So how's everybody's week been? Warren, how have you been, man?
I've been doing good. Been off from my job all week, so I've been just trying to knock out pages on my comic book.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's that's your passion. So I mean, have you done any draw streams or anything?
I did one draw stream and a couple gaming streams. Like I'm gonna do a draw stream tomorrow, and then I'll be doing a gaming stream on Monday, then a draw stream on Tuesday. So
you're playing the Arkham games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I did. So yesterday, Thursday, it was a big day. I'm a huge Dragon Quest guy, like giant. I love Dragon Quest. Anytime there's a new game or a remake or anything, I will play it, and I don't care. And they've been making these HD 2D games, which they're beautiful. They look great. And yesterday, 1 and 2 came out. And so I was like near the end of Ghost of Yotei. So I spent like 2 days going through that, because I'm one of those guys that's like, I can't play more than one game at once, unless it's like a multiplayer game like Borderlands or something I could just do whenever, play with friends. But like if I'm playing a single player game, I have to beat that before I move to the next game. But I know Dragon Quest is one of those games where it just doesn't matter if it comes out, I'm just playing it. So I had to hurry up and beat Ghost of Yotei, which I did do.
Yeah.
And I've been playing Dragon Quest and streaming it on one of my other channels.
Oh, so you have been streaming yourself?
Playing? Yeah. I've been doing. I have like a RPG channel where I just play a bunch of role playing games and stuff, and nobody watches. You know, nobody. I just do it just to do it. But Gray, how have you been, man? And what you been up to this past week?
Hey, I've been doing really good. It was an awesome week. What can I say? I got a little bit of a break from the MSK show. Instead, I went to a concert, and it was so good. Just being away from there, so good. It was like, whoa!
What did you see?
The grass is greener. So I saw Viagra Boys. They're awesome. They're this post-punk band.
Okay.
They're great, man. You should familiarize yourself with them. They got this one song, "Lick the Bag," that is just so good. Yeah, man, it was like a transcendent experience. It was the first concert I've been to since my wife broke her leg, and she likes to watch concerts like first row. So yeah, and I mean, like the rock shows that we go to, like first row is just like in the pit. So basically like right up against that gate. So yeah, I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to go, man, but she's tough. It was awesome, but I basically kind of made myself like an exoskeleton around her, just, you know, not allowing anyone to hit her. But still, man, it was awesome. I couldn't have wished for a better experience. It was just otherworldly. It was great.
I mean, you deserved it after, you know, the last couple weeks you had the fire, and you've had some, you've had some, some rough patches there. So I'm glad that you got to do something, man. I'm glad you got to go out, because like my wife, she went with my sister. She likes all this weird music that I don't get, you know. But she went to she saw Slaughter to Prevail and what was that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Falling in Reverse. That's what she saw. She likes those people. And I was just like, yeah. She was like, do you want to go? I was like, no, but here's money. Don't worry. Me and David will be here doing stuff. Don't worry. But I'm glad she had fun. My sister went with her. That was a couple weeks ago. And yeah, I haven't been to a concert. I think the last concert that I went to, dude, it's been forever. Holy crap. I would have to think about that. It might have been Sixth or Necrophagist. That's how long it's been. Like 2008. No, that's not true. I'm sorry. No, that is not true. I did go to Tool with my sister
hell yeah.
and my wife for the Fear Inoculum tour. So whatever that was, whenever that happened, that's the last one I went to. So, but before that, yes.
Well, I highly recommend it, man. I know it sucks like a group of people, but to just have like that whole crowd just kind of moving together.
Oh, I
like
love
that
it.
whole. Like,
I love it. It's just
so
I
good.
can't handle like my knees and stuff. Like it's just.
I was a little worried. Like, can I keep up with the kids? It's been a minute since I've been in a pit, but oh yeah, man, it was awesome. They would just like run into me and fall down. It was great.
You give them the big boot. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
No, like that was my whole thing. Like I will just be zen. I'm just gonna stay here, and if they hit me, I'll kind of move, and then they'll fall over. And yeah, it was good times, man. It worked. It was just all about protecting the lady.
Yeah, 100% for sure. I did have my punk phase for a while because when I did meet my wife, she was into a lot of like weird punk, like Oz Rotten and shit. I remember we went to go see Choking Victim, and that was a lot of fun. They pretty much did all of Crack Rock Steady, so I was like, hey, I can't complain, I, however, was not as manly as you. I left her to her own vices, and I jumped into that and was punching the shit out of everybody. It was great. It was great. I actually got a tooth knocked out at that show, and I never got it replaced. It's still gone. So that's the scars that you get, people. But Halloween, everybody. Did you guys hand out candy today? Because I sure as fuck didn't. Did you, Gray? He's like,
handing
no,
out candy.
He's
now.
like, I don't even care. That's exactly what he's doing. He's like, I'm handing out candy right now.
Yeah, literally as you spoke, yes, some kids rang my door, and I was trying to get my dogs corralled. So, yeah, good times. They're the only trick or treaters we've had tonight.
Yeah, I live on a very it's a small neighborhood, but there's a lot of people. Like usually everybody does. What I do is I just buy like 17 of those giant bags, and I just put it all in this big fucking barrel and just take whatever, and that's it. That's what I do. I don't even put it on my
that would be
porch.
Awesome, man.
I don't even put it on my
you'd be like
porch. It's like
my favorite neighbors had come over there and rob you guys first thing. Like, it'd be so good.
Well, there's usually my wife would sit out there because she usually has a cooler and like has water. Like gives them water and stuff. However, I'm just like, dude, give them soda. Like it's fucking Halloween. Do you think they want pennies in water? Like no. Like they, dude. Give the adults an adult beverage and give the kids sugar caffeinated water, and give them teeth rot. It's an American tradition.
Full candy bars and Mountain Dew.
So that's the one thing I do.
I do awesome.
That. I will do that. Like when we buy the bags, you'll get the little things. But for the candy bars, I always buy Snickers, Milky Way, and Three Musketeers. I just buy we have a Rue 21 by us. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like it's like a warehouse. So I go up there and I'll buy the giant boxes of Snickers, and I just shove it in there with all the other stuff. I just, it's whatever, man. As long as I don't got to be out there, I'm cool.
How come there aren't kids like showing up at your house like all the time then, man? Like that.
Well,
you're way too nice.
I keep it out like literally. It's not even on my front porch. I put it near the sidewalk with a sign that says here. Like literally, I do that. Like, I don't want anybody near
That's-
my garage or near my front porch.
Well, that's quite a hell of a solution, man. That's awesome. Like, I just go with the fun size because the name is awesome and it's the cheaper one. But I provide it, just nobody comes by. Fair enough. My house is creepy.
Yeah, well, I mean, mine's not creepy. It's just
I got pumpkins out front, but
that's
no
cool
kids.
though. See, that's cool. Like mine's so mine is like it's weird how it goes. It's on the corner of almost 3 streets. There's like a V like this. My house is here, and there's Claremont that goes this way, Hanlon that goes this way, and it goes like straight through here. But there's also another road called Euclid that goes this way. So it's like a conglomerate of children, and that's like the nexus point. So when I first got here, what I used to do is I would literally sit up in my window, and I had this Nerf gun that was like, it was like took batteries and stuff, and it was like propelled and had a sniper.
You had a Nerf sniper rifle?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll bring it on next. I'll bring it on next show so you can see it. Oh yeah, dude. And it had like the turn thing with like hundreds of bullets, and I would just nail kids, dude, all day, and they'd be like, "What is happening?" It was great. Good times. Good times.
I do absolutely nothing. I keep my doors shut, turn off the light out front, and if they knock, I'm not going to pay attention.
You're going to be the old man that yells about grass.
Yeah, stay the fuck off my lawn.
You're going to be like,
plus grass is cool, man.
These kids. Well, Z, not in my neighborhood. I think it all depends where you live too, because my neighborhood, like Professor Savage Dad kind of nailed it. Like I took a video he wanted to see around where I live, and he's like, dude, you live in like a throwback era place, because like kids still play outside where I live. Like, I'm not saying all the time, okay? I'm not saying that, but in the summertime, I can look down where the field is and see kids playing football. There'll be kids riding bikes, playing basketball, that type of stuff. I'm sure they're on their devices all the time as well, but I'm also sure their parents make them go outside. Like
I know around here it's a lot of like they call them trunk or treats.
We do have those too. Yes.
Yeah, and they also have
hate those
the mall.
things, man.
The mall has like a walkthrough, and then there's a couple neighborhoods that do big things. So it's like everyone just sort of focuses there. There's not as much just going out generally door to door around here. It's mostly going to certain neighborhoods or certain parking lots where they're having events.
I mean, I do understand it, because when I lived in Pittsburgh and we would have to bring my older kid, like when they were first going, like especially my oldest, we would go to his grandmother's neighborhood. They lived in like, when we lived in the ghetto, they lived in like the rich neighborhood, like where they were actually handing out candy and not bullet shells and like, pieces of vests and stuff. So like we would go there, and they would have like a guy, I remember he did like a haunted house and stuff. So it was like, you were 100% correct. It was like different neighborhoods did different things.
Yeah.
And they didn't really know whether you were from there. But whenever we were asked, we were always like, yeah, his grandma lives over on blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. Because, you see some ratty ass kids in your rich neighborhood. You're like, you ain't belong here. Look at you. With your shitty costume made out of cardboard. But so like Halloween is a weird holiday for me, because I was not allowed to celebrate Halloween growing up. I never got the trick or treat, never went once.
Not even a trunk or treat?
No. My parents, like, dude, I got scolded on why All Hallows Eve was the devil. And I remember saying, like, this is before my dad died, and we first we ended up moving in with my parents to help them. And then when my dad died, we moved out and brought my mom with us, right? So I remember whenever we first took David trick-or-treating, my dad was like, we don't do that in this house. I said, I remember going to Dave. I said, hey, David, what's Halloween? He goes, it's where you get candy. And I said, yeah. And I was like, who's the devil? He's like, I don't fucking know. And, and I was like, see, Dad, that's all your bullshit that you guys put into it. He wants to go get candy. So we're going to go outside dressed like Power Rangers and get some fucking candy. That's what we're going to do. So stop being an asshole. Like it was ridiculous. Cause like, I remember one year we were begging to go trick-or-treating, and this was his solution. This is burned into my memory, because I remember my brother's answer. He was like, well, And he did talk like this. This is like he would talk like this to us, and he'd be like, "Well, you can dress up as shepherds," and we were like, "Shepherds? What the fuck?" And my brother was like, he goes, "Why don't I dress Steven up as the devil? I'll be Jesus, and I will beat the shit out of him the entire time we trick or treat." It's like, shepherds? What kind of shit is that? So I don't know if you guys had any of that like type of thing. Did you guys go trick or treating when you were younger?
Well,
Yeah.
it's all Halloween to me was that one time of the year where we got to wear a costume and get candy. I had no other inclination to what Halloween was or its history or even cared. It's just like I get candy and I get to dress up as my favorite Ninja Turtle. This is awesome,
Gray.
Almost exactly the same answer as Warren. Like literally, it was the Ninja Turtle. That was the first thing that I remember dressing up as. I think even when I was a kid, my parents put me in like a pumpkin and took me around to show off.
That was the first thing that we dressed our oldest as was a pumpkin. When he was like a year old.
Such a good one. Yeah. It makes sense. But I do. So it was always just that. Like it was never like devil worshipping or anything like that. But
I didn't understand
candy.
that whole thing. I didn't understand that whole like. It's like you guys are you adults are the ones that put that shit into children's brains and put like you guys do that. Like I never knew about that until you told me.
I mean, there was a different like idol that I was worshiping on that day, though. It was sugar or any carbohydrate really that was going on. Man, like I don't know. It was just the one time where like my parents would let me go like all out. Like they didn't control like what I could have or whatever. So I'd usually eat it all and get like sick as hell. Mm-hmm. But I got a couple that kind of stand out. I remember when I was kind of older, I think I was probably like 13 or 14. Like a group of us decided like we'll go to like this rich side. And so we got like one of their parents to drive us up there. Mm-hmm. And the first house that we happened to like ring the bell on happened to be this like TV lawyer guy. Like he's literally on like the back of every phone book. And then he's got like those shitty commercials, like the Better Call Saul type ones.
Yes.
But we just show up to his house and he just hands each of us, he's just got this pallet right by the front door of like Costco bags of like trick-or-treating candy. So it's like, I think each one was like 10 pounds or something like that. So he's just handing everybody like one of those. And this was like, awesome. I don't know, 7:00 at night or something. So it's like,
that's awesome.
What do we do now? like I don't know.
We are
what
done.
To do. Yeah. So
you went from like trick or treating to having a job carrying around a 10-pound sack.
Like, yeah, essentially. So, yeah, it was just. So that was like a really memorable one. But I had one that was a little bit more like your experience, Laps. So one of my best friends growing up, his dad was, I think he was a Lutheran minister. Mm-hmm. He was some sort of minister. So they were having their big like Halloween celebration, or so I thought. So I show up and I'm dressed like a soldier just because I had like fatigues essentially that I think they were like my grandpa's or something. And then, I had like a plastic gun because I didn't have any money. I wasn't like going out and buying anything for this. So they made me turn in the gun like at the door, and it was like I think it was like a Nerf gun or something like that. But you can't have a gun in a church.
You must turn in your weapon before you enter.
So I walk in, and everyone is dressed up like shepherd, the wise men, like everything. Like I'm the only person who's not in like some sort of religious costume. Like I think they just used the same costumes that they had for like the Christmas nativity thing or whatever. But
isn't that more blasphemic though?
It seemed
like
weird.
You were like Jesus Con. Like
I kind of did, man. Like it was
walking
weird.
Around, dude, with fake nails in himself. Like, okay.
It was like I was like the Star Trek dude at the Ren Fair. It was weird, man. Like it did not. It was a weird time. And then they had like weird games where you could get candy, but you had to get it by like fishing behind the sheet or doing these weird like Bible trivia things. Like I don't know. It was worse than a trunk or treat, but I think that eventually evolved into like the trunk or treat things. Like you guys can come to the church parking lot and walk around in this little circle. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Gonna wrestle with Pastor McDaniel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you ever play hide the pickle with the Pope? Like, it's just there was so many things, and like when we lived in New Jersey, we still weren't allowed to trick or treat. Like that's when I kind of knew like my family was a little bit different, right? Was Halloween and like Christmas, because it was like I would hear about all this stuff people were getting, and my parents were like, "Fuck you," like that was never like a thing, And then when I got with my wife, the first Halloween we had, we didn't have kids. We went to a party, and we both dressed up. She did the Catwoman, that was awesome. That was a fun night. And I dressed up as myself because like I'm just no fun. I'm just being honest. I didn't know what to do. Like she was like, "Oh, you could, dress up as this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I could. Or I could wear a sweatshirt." She's like, "You suck." You suck. So, but we went to a party and it was a lot of fun. And that was my first like real experience. And then taking the kid, that was a big deal for me because like the wife, like she was looking at it as his first, Halloween, where I was looking at it as like, this is a whole entire new experience for me, and I got to take my nephews, which was always fun. And now David, he got this year, he's doing Naruto. And he got like the whole thing. Like Amanda got him the whole freaking thing
awesome,
with the wig and the headband. It's hilarious. He took it so seriously. He's so serious. They were like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Motherfucker, I'm Naruto. Who are you talking to?" Like
that's awesome.
I'm just like,
so you never yourself dressed up like anything really? Labs?
Never.
Not even like a ninja. Like it's basically the hoodie. You've just got a face covering too.
No, I mean not. I basically I went from like homeless to, dude, I want to eat some food, to now I'm with a woman. We only went to, one party, and that was about it. After that, we had children. Like we literally had children like a year and a half after we, got together.
You could still dress up.
I mean, I could. Okay, so I did do this. I did wear this mask and walked around with David last year.
Okay. Well, I can't give you crap because I swear like 6 years in a row, like I just had the skeleton mask as a kid. So it's like, this is this type of skeleton or this type of skeleton. So I don't know. I get what you're saying.
I do go all out for David though, like, or the kids. If they ask to be something, because I ask early, like, because at first David wanted to do a Power Ranger and walk around with me because that's what he saw me wearing, like, and I was like, buddy, just be what you want to be, right? So we went to, there's a Halloween store in Pittsburgh. It's like one of those all year, not Spirit Halloween, but it's like one of those, I don't know if you guys might not have these, but Tom Savini has like a chain of places, and they have like, they'll do your makeup for you. You have to make dates and stuff to do it. Like we've never done it.
And I am like so jealous that like option exists. That you even have a store that's Tom Savini's. Like what the fuck?
He's from the, awesome, him, and I mean,
I know
Romero. Well, Romero is from the area. I don't know if Savini was, but I know that's where he does a lot of his stuff now.
For sure, he spent a lot of time there.
So he does, like, there's a place in the south side of Pittsburgh called the Rex, and he does a lot of like showings and stuff like, but it looks like a barbershop, except there's literally like 17 different chairs, and they'll do your makeup and stuff if you pay and all that stuff. And that's
awesome.
My son, I'll find the pictures, but we did one. He wanted to be a zombie one year, and I was like, Pittsburgh, that's literally the place if you're gonna do it, do it here. Yeah, and they did it awesome.
The guy who made them famous. Like I'm just saying, like, man, he did the makeup on the ones.
Yeah, he had like a ripped cheek. It was awesome. Like it looked like you could see through it, but it was still like, it was, the way they painted it. He had a ripped cheek. His nose was all melted. It was awesome. It looked great. It looked really cool. And I was surprised. They used a lot of epoxy and chapstick. They like take the chapstick and they break pieces up and they like dab it and stuff and make it look like that and paint. It was really cool to see. It was really cool to see how they did it. Like I was infatuated.
It really looks like torn flesh. Like it, you'd be surprised what they can do with that stuff. Like it's an art, man. And those dudes are
so I was like, wow, that's amazing, you know. But like me personally, Christmas was the one thing that I really got into because it was the one thing that I felt I really missed out on. Like Halloween, yeah, cool, you know, whatever. Like I wasn't as big, but Christmas was the one thing where it was like I'm making up for lost time with that.
Okay, did you dress up for Christmas? Like, did
I
you get
sure
the ugly
did.
sweaters and everything?
Oh, you should see the sweater I have. It's, oh my God, dude. It's so awful. It's so awful, dude. I'll wear it. I do a Christmas show every year and I'll wear it for that. I'll wear it for Christmas. And I wear a Santa hat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, one of
good.
Oh, sorry, man. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I've never had like professionals do my makeup, but I don't know. My one band got to play a gig for this haunted house. So not only is it, and it was like Halloween or whatever. So not only is it like this packed crowd that's just walking like right next to you as you're playing, so they're like forced to listen to you, but they don't want to. But we showed up early like for sound check and everything, and they're like, "Hey, we got time. Do you guys want us to do makeup on you guys?" So we got like semi-professional ones, like the ones standing up, you know, like they're zombies and shit. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. The drummer was pissed because they just doused him in blood, and he was wearing a white hoodie, so it just you know, it was ruined. But still, it was an awesome effect. That was awesome. I don't feel like I've ever played as a zombie before, but that was fun.
They do a big zombie marathon in Pittsburgh. Like it goes all through downtown and then they go around the stadiums, come back and then go through it's a huge thing. It's every year and it's a giant ordeal in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I think we gotta do it, WZ.
This I agree with. All we have to do is find John King wigs, you know, and kind of like manipulate it ourselves.
Either that or get Super Saiyan wigs and just spray paint them black.
That's true too.
Yeah, you know, in my town, I discovered a cosplaying zombie group down at the park, but then I found out they were just homeless guys on fentanyl.
So, but dude, those poses that they could get into.
Oh man, they were committed.
Dressed up.
Little did you know, Batman, it was us behind everything. The Court of Owls.
Well, this is my the mask I used. It's the Court of Owls mask, but it's the mask I used for Penis McGavin. So there you go, everyone. Penis McGavin, everybody. How are you doing? There, I dressed up. That's about as much as I'll do. I might.
You know, I was gonna go to Walmart and pick up some kind of mask or something. That I was like, nah, I don't really feel like doing that.
I'll tell you what. I'll do a dress up thing for the Christmas show, but next year, I know it's a year away. I will 100% dress up for a Halloween show, and I'll even do like Halloween decorations. I'll do that, and it'll be a load of fun. But so now that we talked a little bit about Halloween. Because most of mine, I'll just be honest, most of mine, like in my adulthood, were just until I would like became sober, I was so fucked up or drunk or just, I mean, like walking around with kids and just getting hammered. It wasn't good. So
okay, so I wasn't walking around with kids, but I was gonna say some of my favorite Halloweens. I was definitely hammered.
Well,
you know, it's a good time.
You know, I mean, we did the trick or treating thing, and then whenever I would get home, I would just get shit faced. You know, play video games and just get shitty faced and eat half their candy.
Now I only realize it's Halloween when Walmart changes that aisle to candy. I'm like, oh, Halloween must be coming up.
And then they change the color of the bags and it's like, oh, Easter's here.
Oh, what do you know? It's Easter.
Pastel month is here. It's like, all right. So one thing I do really like about Halloween is one is a tradition for like me and the wife to watch the Treehouse of Horrors from the Simpsons. And I mean, that led me into looking there's a whole there's a whole genre of like TV specials and stuff. You know, your favorite show always has at least a Halloween episode. At least they did in the 90s and probably the early 2000s, whenever that was still a thing. You know, I mean, we saw, you know, like if you watched like Friends or if you watched, you know, different shows, except for maybe Seinfeld, because it was, you know, too good for that. Plus, like, what was he gonna do? You know, what's the deal? Halloween.
I don't know, man. Like they had like dress up episodes, but you're right. I can't think of a Halloween one. But
yeah, I'm not. I'm not
the
saying
theater. George dressed as a king. You know, Kramer's constantly in costume.
That's
but
true.
fair enough.
That's true. That's true, though. But
I think you could find a deal with anything.
One of the bigger shows that's coming back had a big Halloween episode, and that was Stranger Things. I don't know if you guys watched that show. I did not. I was not on the phenomenon of Stranger Things. I had heard about it, but I didn't know about it until my sister. One day when my wife was taking her to work, I was riding along, and my sister was like, "Daddy, you guys watch Stranger Things? Oh, it's so good." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And she was telling me about it, so she was like, "Oh, you gotta see it. Gotta see it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I watched it, and I thought the first season was a lot of fun. I thought it was really cool. I thought the second season was not so cool. Or was it? I don't remember. It might have been the second or the third. One of them. One of the seasons I didn't like at all. Like, I was just like, wow, this sucks. And then the fourth season I thought was pretty good. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked Eddie. I liked his character. And, you know, but it was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like great. I think there's only one really good season.
Sorry.
But that's all right, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not like a, you know, a show dictator. Dogs bark, kids make sounds. I mean, it happens.
We'll just edit that out.
Not even.
Well, I'm not trying to deafen you guys with these things.
Oh no, it's not even that loud.
Apparently, I
you
actually
can
got
hear
like 5 trick-or-treaters this year.
That's awesome. See, your house isn't that weird. It's just you that's
Awesome.
weird. It's not the house. It's the guy in the house.
You guys ever see that straight to TV movie Halloween Town?
Yes, I know. No, I've never seen it, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was filmed like 30 minutes from my house over in Oregon.
You're saying
like
you live in Halloween Town?
I can go to it like every day.
Have you guys seen the movie Super 8?
Yes.
You know, like how it looks like a town in the 50s?
Mm-hmm.
That's literally 1 block away from me.
Oh, wow. Cool.
That's where they filmed the whole school scene and all that stuff. That's the little building at the end of my road. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my town's claim to fame, is they filmed some of the Deer Hunter here, and they filmed a bunch of Super 8 here.
Yeah, we've got Halloween Town over in St. Helens. We've got Twilight over in Kalama. And then we've got the Goonies and Short Circuit over in Astoria.
Short Circuit is awesome.
A bunch
Johnny
of stuff
Five.
filmed around here. Well, that and Kindergarten Cop was filmed in Astoria. I lost out at Ninja Turtles 3. So
you know, I'm surprised Kindergarten Cop hasn't been re-edited to where it's like boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. It should be like boys have the option of having a penis and or a vagina, and girls, I don't even know what that is anymore. So I'm surprised they haven't like re-edited that. So, you know,
I'm surprised they haven't rebooted it and Arnold just come back for the role again.
I mean, that's very true. Of all the reboots, I'm surprised that hasn't happened. You know what we before Hulk Hogan died, we should have had Suburban Commando 2.
Oh,
I was frozen again. That would have been fantastic. Yeah. Suburban Commando Halloween edition.
I don't have anything awesome
Michael
like
Myers.
Nothing cool get filmed around here. Like I think we got a bunch of like Touched by an Angels, and that's like it.
Hey, that's Michael Landon, right? Touched by or no? Is that that's Heaven's Highway or Almost Heaven or Highway to Heaven? Highway to Heaven.
It's some chick who's an angel. I can't remember.
It's the Scottish chick, right?
That's the one.
Yeah, it has like the Scottish chick in
I'm touching you.
You need to get Satan out of your heart. Hurry.
Now you're going to heaven. I don't even know if that's Scottish.
Some shitty Hallmark movies, but nothing around here. Just if they want like suburbia, I guess.
Well, I do know like the reason why J.J. Abrams there's a person that's from here that works. He was like one of the people that made it to Hollywood, and he was looking for a town that was frozen in time. And the dude was like, "Oh, I grew up in this place. You should check this shit out." Like, so that's why they used it. And I wasn't living here whenever that was. I was living in Pittsburgh whenever that was going on. But yeah, so if you ever watch the scene where they're coming out of school, that was a school, and I actually did go to elementary. I went to fourth and fifth grade there. Yeah, it was wild, dude. Going from like I went to school in New Jersey. There was like 4 different fourth grade classes. I came here and there was like 11 kids in a class, and it was the whitest ass class I've ever seen.
Yeah, my graduating class was the biggest class they had in the last decade, and we were 42 kids. And then I go off into the army, and it's like guys who had like a graduating class of like 10,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Insane. It's crazy. New Jersey school was nuts, man. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of kids. It was a lot of kids there. But yeah, so getting back to the Halloween shows and stuff, like, when you were growing up, did you watch like obviously like the Treehouse of Horror? Was there anything nostalgic for you, like the Garfield Halloween or the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown? Was there anything that you
literally
liked?
All of those? There's one of them that like traumatized me as a kid. I don't even know how the hell I watched it because I don't think it was on the air, so it must have been like on a tape or something. But there's this one Punky Brewster Halloween episode where I don't know, like I was too young to really watch it, but it was young enough to like just like fucking I don't know, mess with my mind.
You can't watch Punky Brewster on an empty mind. Traumatized
it traumatized me. That and Pee-wee's Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Large Marge. That also like just got me as a kid and was like nightmare fuel. But somehow a kid in this Punky Brewster Halloween special, they're like in a cave, and then the kid becomes part of the cave wall. Like it is kind of creepy in a weird way that I just hadn't seen before. Like essentially somebody morphing into walls and then essentially dying there. Just yeah,
they left him there. They just were like, we're out of here. Fuck this.
Well, I mean, people are turning into walls. Are you to stick around?
No, not at all.
I don't know. That was one that like really affected me. But yeah, I know like actually growing up, man, Treehouse of Horrors was like the shit. I couldn't wait for that every year. But it seems like every show, like you mentioned, kind of had their Halloween specials. I think some of them that I liked the most was like News Radio. I think they mainly did them at Halloween time, but they'd have like the one that completely breaks continuity. That it's like, okay, this time we're on the Titanic, or this time we're in a space office.
Yes,
I don't know. I think it was like shit like that where I liked the difference. They're like, okay, we're gonna be wacky and everyone's in costumes. Those were the ones that always got me, man.
That's fantastic. News Radio is just such an underappreciated show. It's so good. It's so good, man. Phil Hartman was just phenomenal. And like we've talked about, it's the only time I thought Andy Dick was like tolerable.
Yeah. Well, and Phil Hartman's also in the Treehouse of Horrors, man. He was all over those first few. Just man, what a voice. Love that.
He definitely had, by far, him and Azaria, probably the best Simpsons voiceover guys. Gotta be, man. I mean, Hartman's just the monorail episode, and I know that's one people point to, but I mean, like, he sold one to North Haverbrook, and that put them on the map. And like it just so many good things. Like, so like I like I said, there were things that I snuck, like where I knew things would be on TV, and I would just be like, I'm going to bed, and I had this like rigged up TV with just hangers and foil and all sorts of things just to get reception for like 6 channels. And Fox was always the one. Fox was always the one that would play like, you know, these weird shows in the middle of the night, like after, you know, their infomercials and stuff. And I would see just random weird stuff that Fox owned. And some of my favorites were Garfield Halloween was always just great for me because it was just, you watch them now and you don't realize the weird music that's in it. It's like this weird 60s sounding 70s weird ass music that makes you feel weird. And you're just like, what am I watching? So I heard showing it to the kids and they were looking at me like, why are we watching this? This is not cool. Like, it's okay, but it's not that great. And, but movies, I think, were the ones that when I got older, you know, that I had to check out because I had never seen Friday the 13th. I had never seen Halloween growing up. So I had to watch those movies. And man, like, I'll tell you, the first time that I saw Halloween, I was like, wow, this is really cool. But I didn't know, as not seeing them, I didn't know the more they made, the less quality and the more hilarious they got.
They turn into comedies eventually. Like if you keep going on them.
Yeah, there's one, I don't know if it's The Curse of Michael Myers or something like that. There's one where it's like these rednecks are in the back of a truck and Myers is like holding onto the like bottom of the truck and he's just pulling rednecks down. Like, and they just disappear and oh, where'd he go? Where's Jeb? And like not noticing like Jeb flew out the back of the fucking, you know, truck and you're just like, Jesus. But like the Friday the 13th was cool. And the first Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one I thought was a lot of fun, you know, until he just became a parody of himself. But
yeah.
Was there any Halloween movies or the movies that because horror movies, any of them, you know, really could be Halloween-esque, but, you know, like Hellraiser, stuff like that. Warren, was there any movies that you liked to watch or just associated with Halloween or?
Yeah, for me, it was like the movies, like you said, the movies that start changing on cable and what was offered. And for me, I loved all of the old Universal monster movies, especially like Creature of the Black Lagoon, which I think has some of the most beautiful cinematography with like the scenes of the creature here and her swimming parallel and just some beautiful scenes on that. And then like, you know, Abbott and Costello met the Universal monsters, and it was it had all of the classic actors in it, and it was just stuff like that. I really loved.
Frankenstein.
Like that. I loved all that stuff because I'd spend time over my grandparents' house while my parents were working, and they would be playing all that black and white stuff. That's the stuff that they would pull up or had VHSs of, and that was the kind of stuff that I was drawn to. I wasn't much into like the slasher horror. I actually started enjoying them more when they became more comedies. Like there's this great one, and I think it's Child's Play 3, where they're at a military academy, and he like jumps up to kill like this colonel, and he has a heart attack, and he's just like, "You got to be shitting me!" Like he's just like that. I loved it when they started going to the more humor side. But yeah, for me, it was just a lot of that old Universal Hollywood monster movie, Monster Squad. I remember that
Monster
one.
Squad. There you go. That's one. There you go. Wolfman's got nards. Yeah, that's one of my wife's favorite movies. That's the only reason why I knew about that movie.
Yeah, I'm a big Frankenstein fan, so yeah, I've watched like the Monster Squad, and I liked the Frankenstein that De Niro was in. And
okay, so then here's the question: Universal Frankenstein or Hammer Frankenstein?
Universal.
Yeah. I think the Universal is more iconic in the look, but the Hammer Frankenstein, I don't know, some of those movies are fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of them are really well done. The Hammer movies are great, man. Like The Curse of Dracula, like Christopher Lee. And I never remember his name for some reason. I just never remember the other guy's name. And I know he's super famous and he was in Star Wars as well. And I just don't ever remember his name. And like, that opened up a lot of stuff to me was seeing Saturday Night Live whenever Bill Hader was doing God damn it. Why can't I remember names? I am the worst with names. He was doing somebody. Do you remember the movie Dr. Phoebes or Dr. Fibes? What the hell is it? I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. So, but there he was doing a parody of one of those guys that was associated with a bunch of horror movies, and it was like all done in black and white, and he had like all these guests come on and they were always ruining the show in front of him. And I just can't remember the name. Anyway, that sucked. I can't remember his name. But yeah, the Universal monster movies were always huge for me. Like the sets for Frankenstein, like the first crypt that they go and they take the boat, man, some of those sets in the atmosphere was so cool, man. As ridiculous as they got.
Guys excited for the new Frankenstein movie by Del Toro?
Yes.
Or that's coming out on the 7th? And then also the Christian Bale one called The Bride, where it's like Frankenstein and the Bride really cool. In like the 1930s, like Prohibition
Vincent
era.
Price.
Oh, Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, of course.
Did you ever see the Bill Hader Vincent Price skits?
No.
Yes.
They're so good.
He's so good as Vincent Price. Like he understood it. It's kind of fun. They also did some where it was like just Vincent Price's like normal life, and just man, he does not fit in usual situations.
So go ahead, Warren. Sorry, you were saying the
I
Bride.
am so excited for The Bride. It looks amazing. I hope it lives up to kind of the little snippets I've seen of it.
Yeah, I saw the new trailer for the Frankenstein movie today, and I'm really excited for that one because Del Toro is just a master at this kind of thing. So I'm really excited to see that one. But The Bride looks really interesting.
Yeah, she's getting in a lot of work this year. I'm blanking on her name, but between Weapons and being the Silver Surfer, I believe she's also the Bride.
Is that her?
I think so, unless I'm totally mistaken. But I don't know. Looked interesting.
Yeah, it looks good.
I would like to see that. But yeah, man, all those, both the Hammer and the Universal ones, I think that's about like the only horror movie that my dad will watch. So like he showed me all those classics when I was a kid, and just that's how I kind of knew like what season it was. But then I don't know, just hanging out with like metalheads and like a bunch of different people that were into horror movies.
That's true.
That was
metalheads,
the season.
Dude, they think they are Frankenstein. That's the thing. Like they like some of them, dude. Like, man, some of my old friends, dude, they were real deep into that shit, like corpse paint and all that crap. And I'm just like, good God, guys. Meanwhile, I walk around in jeans and Jordans. Like that's.
There's two movies that I remember probably from Halloween that were my favorites that I miss was the Critters series and then Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That one was always
just rewatched that one.
Yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is amazing.
That's
the
first one's where they're at the carnival, right?
Yeah. Well, their carnival spaceship shows up.
I mean, it comes to them, but yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought, because I've only seen that like a few times, and I don't, like I said, a lot of my memories run together. So if I get things wrong, I am sorry. That's my fault. But like, who I was thinking of with the Hammer Frankenstein, it was Peter Cushing, and I can never remember his name for some reason. Even though like
couldn't pull it either. I knew who you were referencing, and it's like I can't help you out.
And what's great in the Dracula movies, he plays Van Helsing. So it's awesome to see Christopher Lee like dueling, with Peter Cushing. It's fantastic. And I'll probably watch a couple of the Hammer movies tonight. And what's funny, Gray, after our last conversation, when we were talking about John Candy, I did watch the documentary, and I do see what you were saying near the end of the movie, how they kind of downplayed a couple of his movies that I liked. They kind of downplayed him a little bit. But I thought overall that it was a good documentary. It just sucks to know that he suffered from like those things like anxiety and not thinking he was good enough, stuff like that. But I ended up every day this week, I watched the documentary last Saturday. Sunday, I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Monday, I watched The Great Outdoors. Then I watched Uncle Buck. Yeah. Then I watched Cool Runnings. And then I watched
way too
in
long
the same night, I watched Delirious and Brewster's Millions. And then I watched Harry Crumb. And I was like, all right, that was a good. You know, I was gonna watch.
They're kind of trash movies, but man, Delirious and Harry Crumb are just so good.
Listen, I don't know about trash movies. That might be what other people think, but most of the reviews from like fans, like, or people that watched it liked it. So like critics can always go, you know, eat shit when it comes to comedy movies. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like, it's so subjective. Like we talked about, the first episode of The Last Panel was all about comedy. So it's very subjective. And, you know, there's so many different movies, like we talked about with the Universal horror movies, the monster, the Hammer movies. It's like guys were like signed to, you know, production companies like Bela Lugosi. You would always see him, you know, he was Dracula. He was, what was the other one that he was in? There was like the Black Cat. Lon Chaney. Yeah, Lon Chaney, and then Lon Chaney Jr. There was, what was that one? White Zombie. And then there was another one. There's a notorious one he did when he was like, before he died, and it was really bad. And I can't remember what's called, like the Black Cat or something, or something like that.
I saw that one once. I think it is like Black Cat, or it's something similar to that.
Something like that. But like it's always like crazy to go through their filmography and watch like how those movies had such an impact early on, and then those guys couldn't, you know, get work later on. Because those movies, those style of movies were passé at the time. You know, after that they went to what, like the space movies and stuff. Hey, Charles, what's up? If you want to get in here, Charles, you're more than welcome. You were at the end of the intro. So
dude, if you watch the beginning of it, you'll see an amazing intro that involves you as well now.
But I'll send you a link on Twitter if you want to come on. You're more than welcome to. But yeah, there's so many of them. But like I said, for me, it wasn't a big deal until later on in life. Like it just wasn't a big deal. And that's like later on when I had children and stuff like that, that's when it became a bigger deal for me. And I don't know, like, was it a lot of fun like growing up doing that? Because like I said, I don't have I just don't have that, you know what I mean? I just don't have any of that. So I don't have any memories of that. So what do you think?
Yeah. It was, I remember like being so greedy trying to like trick or treat the day before, and like having neighbors be like, no, you can't come over here. But I don't know. It was mainly about just getting candy was it. And it's like, I remember just walking for miles on those nights and just filling up a pillowcase. Just, I don't know, man. As like a latchkey kid that like, you know, my parents didn't really care. It was like, I just got let loose on the streets. And that was awesome. And then, I don't know. We tried to do like pranks later on, but I don't know, man. It mainly just turned into like watching a bunch of scary movies.
Great.
Awesome.
Can you send Charles a thing? Because I don't have on X, I don't have an upgraded version. He would have to send me a thing. Send him a.
I gotcha. But yeah, man, it was fun. Warren, do you think you got some advantage from always being able to celebrate Halloween?
I mean, it was always like when I was really young, you know, elementary school, that was the day, you know, you'd hand out little cards to everybody and they would have a party, and that usually meant like a short week. It's just stuff like that. It was never anything more than just a bunch of cool stuff happens that day.
I got to go home early.
Yeah, you get to go home, you know.
No, I mean, like, I wasn't allowed to go to the school Halloween party. So I was like, you're not going to school that day. So I stayed home and read comic books all day. That was like, yeah.
Shit.
And then I realized,
so I guess I didn't. Good. I guess I didn't understand that. Like, I thought you just didn't get to like dress up and do it. But
oh no, I
didn't think like you had to like leave it like
yeah. Anything that was remotely Halloweenish, I was like nowhere allowed in sight. nowhere. Like, yeah, like, dude, this will explain a little bit to you, okay? You know, like
Did
on
it
Christmas,
give you like a complex? Like, can you be around black cats, or is that like too
no,
freaky?
yeah, no,
Okay.
not at all. In fact, I think it made me want to celebrate things more, like with the children. Like this will make more sense to you on Christmas. You know, like most of the time, when you're a kid, you come running downstairs and you see all the presents. You know, I had one Christmas that way when we stayed with my grandparents for a couple years, and they did a Christmas for us, right? And it was a big ordeal between my parents and them, right? So I was like, wow, that's really cool. I know it happened, but I don't have many memories of it. But so with my family, this is how it went. We would get up in the morning and dread going upstairs because in the living room, my dad would put together, my dad and my mom made this like manger scene. Like she used wood and all this stuff, like manger scene. And there was this little tiny altar with this giant Bible opened up to the birth of Christ scriptures. And we had to memorize and like recite them together as a family. That is the level of weird that was me growing up. So, like, yeah, like we had daily devotion. It was called the devotional, where the Bible was broken up into 365 parts because there was a proverb each day because there's 365 proverbs. And literally, like at like 7:00 p.m., we would have to sit there and read it together. And it was like, ugh.
Yeah. One question.
Yeah.
Is it just New Testament, or does it break
everything.
up like
it breaks up everything. So what it would do is you would start in Genesis, right? And it would break it up. And then you'd get certain amount of Psalms and then one proverb. And it would go through the whole Bible that way. They have a bunch of different ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have Charles on anything, so I don't know. You know, I don't know if he got the invite or not. I know he said he doesn't use Twitter as much. So, but yeah, so like anything that was like, they called it secular. Anything that was that I wasn't allowed to do. Hey,
howdy!
Look at this guy.
Hello, sir. Yeah. Thanks for slumming it with us.
Good morning.
How are you today, sir? How you doing?
Just waking up about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, geez. So, do you, as the question has gone around, do you celebrate Halloween? Do you like Halloween, or does it even matter?
It's kind of an important thing on my channel, but that doesn't really count as celebration as it does work. And I'm learning more and more that like people don't go trick or treating the way they did when I was a kid, at least. Like we had 2 people today. 2. Like
got you beat. So far, really? I'm at 5. Yeah, it's been a big year. Double, triple what it usually is.
Yeah, I guess that's just the thing. Like they do in my neighborhood. I can tell you that they do in my neighborhood.
That's comforting.
I'll tell you, they actually had to move trick or treating because right now it's like 3 degrees and there's like sleet. So they were like, they're doing it tomorrow when it's supposed to be, 15 degrees. So that'll warm things up. There's gonna be a bunch of kids slipping around, dude, like just fucking getting fucked up. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have to walk around with the kid doing that. But go ahead. Sorry.
See here, here the kids play outside a hell of a lot more than they do. Like kids are on bikes here, and I thought like that was a thing that I can consider part of my childhood. But for a long time back in New York, in my 20s and 30s, the kids just stopped hanging out and going outside. I don't know if it has to correlate directly to the internet or what, but in England, kids are like what kids are in the 80s and 90s to me. So it made sense, and I expected like, oh man, we're gonna get so many trick or treaters. Wrong. 2 people. I don't know if it's because it's an American thing. Because I know when I was in Denmark,
do they do it as much in the UK?
They're starting to, you go to a 7-Eleven, like a gas station type convenience store, and they have dumb little pumpkin things to put on your. It's like it's a convenience store. Why do they have Halloween decorations there? It doesn't make sense, but like, it's commerce, it sounds like.
They're like, here, mate, you got your petrol. Here's your fucking pumpkin.
Simple as. In it.
Yeah, in it, mate. That's very true, though. I mean, it's got to be the internet and video games and doom scrolling. It has to. It has to be reasons why certain things are the way they are. And like Gray was talking about, they have these trunk or treat now things where it's like just a whole bunch of people show up and it's like out of the back of their cars, and neighborhood trick or treating. It could just be like people go to specific neighborhoods where they know it's a big deal. Like you travel now. It's not just every neighborhood. I don't know. I just know here where I live, you'll see hundreds of kids walking around up here. A lot of people come from the surrounding neighborhoods up here. It's one of the few times that the gate is open to everybody and they come up here and just walk around and stuff. Yeah, it's neat for the kids, because I usually walk around with my son, or I'm just kind of like in the house away. I just try to stay as far away from it as possible if I don't have to go. I'm Halloween was never really a big thing for me. It was more like, no, it just wasn't. Just the way that I grew up, I wasn't allowed to do Halloween. We weren't. It was just not a thing that we did.
He was just kind of getting into that. Apparently, like he had to actually excuse himself when the class would do like the parade or whatever.
Oh yeah,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was not allowed. We were not allowed to do any of that stuff. No.
I mean, I was poor as shit, so mine was always the worst costume in the parade. So I like just felt shame the whole time. But still, I got to participate, man. That would be.
I'll tell you what was hard though. This was what was hard when we moved here from New Jersey, being the newest kid. Like I said, I went from my third grade class. There was 5 third grade teachers. Okay. In my school in Livingston Park Elementary in New Jersey, to coming to here where there was 1 fourth grade teacher, and there was literally like 11 to 15 kids in this class. And I was literally the only one. They would be like, all right, Steven, it's time for you to go home. Imagine like having to explain, you're the new kid. You're already weird, right? Because you're new. And then they're like, dude, why do you have to go home? Oh, yeah. So, I'm not allowed to celebrate Halloween, and we have to sing about Jesus now. So,
yeah, I don't think schools when we were younger really thought about kids that are dealing with abnormal backdrops. Like I remember in like school where people would make things for their mom or their dad, or celebrate the fact that their parents are still together, and I'd be like, "What do I do?"
That's awful. That's terrible.
Well,
you get to make 2 things.
I think what they started to do to try and even that out, I think it came with like Valentine's, because I remember like the first few years of elementary, they didn't make you have to give it to everybody. So like there's always just a couple people who got nothing and just felt like shit. That was the first where it's like, okay, you've got to bring enough for everybody and you can only pass it out. I don't know. I think it started there, but I don't know, man. Do they do those projects for like, do this for your mother or father, or do they say, give this to a guardian figure?
I do know in the school that my son goes to, they do Valentine's Day, right? And he does like, they give you a list of every kid in the class.
Yeah.
And they tell you like specific things that you can't put on the card. You can't say like love or like stuff like that, or you could write like
dick pics.
You definitely can't do dick pics.
Oh, that was safe for Snapchat.
That is frowned upon. That is frowned upon unless your principal's kind of cool. No, but we got a whole list of things. Like, and I was just like, I remember looking at David and I said, David, do you really care about this? And he's like, no, not really. And I was like, all right, we'll get the same, cards. Like we saw I remember, this is hilarious. Cause like we were trying to like tell them like, this is kind of dumb. Like, you know, like you can't say certain things. Like, what do you think like second graders are going to say to each other? Like, eat my poop, I hate you, you know, something like that. Or so we got ones that were like literally Ninja Turtles, and it said, "You're a turtle of a friend." What the fuck does that even mean?
Safe.
It means you're hardy and robust.
David. Yeah, he just wrote David on it. Not even to whoever, just said David. And he just handed it out.
I think the crappy part about that is it's not so much for people, you know, the 90% of people that are, you know, whatever, fine with it. It's the 3 or 4 weirdos that if they don't get something, they're gonna start loading the gun. Yeah.
No, that's very true. That's very, very true.
It's sad, but it's, you know, we have to move as slowly as our most corrupt amongst us.
That's the thing though. That's very true. It's kind of like what we were talking about with the Halloween movies. It's the ones that were always like the most successful are the ones that are like the most depraved. You think about it, like if you like sit down and look at context and you're like, oh, Jason, there's this kid who is like totally deformed, totally outcast, burned, and his mom is a psycho. You know, there's damn sheet overhead, terrorizes kids at Crystal
helicopter
Lake.
Mom from hell.
La la la. You know, like so that makes for, you know, a good franchise, I guess.
Yeah, that sense of other always seemed to work in horror a lot.
Yeah, and it's so what we'll ask you the same gambit of questions. Is horror like a genre that you like, or is it anything that you give a shit about?
Yeah,
hate it now.
Yeah, I associate it with bullshit work every time of year, but no, I like it. It gets to the point where like 10 months of the year, I want to do anything but talk about and or watch horror.
Mhm.
But growing up, I don't know what this says about my sick trauma dealing nonsense, but I used to watch horror movies like slashers and things like that because there was gnarly things happening at home, and I'd watch it, and like as an 8-year-old, I knew that this was fake, and for some reason it didn't hit me the same way it would, you know, a 25-year-old at the time. It was just some sort of weird release, like, yeah, well, you know, dealing with stuff at home, but at least I'm not Stacy here who's getting chased by that masked maniac.
At least the butcher knife's not going into my shoulder, into the tree. I'm good now. I'm all right.
That could be worse.
Like, I kind of know what you mean though. Like, because whenever I was little and the first time I saw Jaws, that was at a friend's house, and it was like my first sleepover, and his family, he was kind of like me. His parents were way older whenever they had him, so he was 100% an accident. Like I remember at his like 12th birthday, his brother showed up, and his brother had children that was older than us. They were like 14, you know? So like, imagine being an uncle and you're younger than your nephew and niece. Like, so I was sleeping over there, and they were like, he had like, dude, the most Nintendo games. It was like, he had everything. They were just kind of like, here's entertainment, have fun. And we were upstairs in his room. So he was like, he wanted to see Jaws, and his mom went and rented Jaws, and we watched it, and it was like, I'd never seen anything like that. So I don't know if that's not necessarily, it has horror themes to it, but it's not, you know, but sure. I had never seen anything like that. And the story that the captain told, I was terrified. I was terrified. I was like, dude, I ain't going in no ocean ever again. I will never go in the ocean. I don't care. Unless it's like completely clear water and I can see where I'm going. Because like New Jersey, you know, you're in that dirty ass ocean. It's like black.
Brown.
Yeah. It's terrible. So like I was totally petrified of the ocean for so long because of Jaws. So I mean, like, did you guys ever have any of those moments? Warren, did any like movie or, you know, horror movie or anything like that freak you out when you were a kid?
Arachnophobia.
Oh,
okay.
There was like the shower scene. So I was always checking curtains after that, because they had all these really creepy moments where the spiders were just in the most like everyday kind of thing. And it was, Yeah, it just freaked me out for a long time. That movie fucked me up. That was like the first time jump scares really got to me while I was in a movie theater, because I already hated spiders as it was.
Yeah.
But that just compounded on top of it.
Great. Any horror movie like mess you up when you were a kid? Freak you out?
Yeah, so seriously, there's like the two things that traumatized me like as a young kid, and that
Punky
was
Brewster, we know, is one of them.
Well, I'm looking for the picture of it right now, but it was that weird Punky Brewster Halloween special. I'm looking at the kid morphing into the wall right now. There's this weird giant spider in the cave. It was a weird ass thing. And then the other was Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Just for some reason, both of those just like triggered something weird in me, where like I never thought that one of my fears is I might like morph into a wall and like slowly die that way. Just it finally reached me, and then a human turning into claymation, and then it turning out to be a ghost the whole time. Just that concept just like freaked me out. But
Large
I don't know,
Marge
man.
been dead these 15 years.
Like, something about those two things. And maybe it's just because I was like way too young to see them. But I don't know, man. I remember watching like slashers from the time that I was little. Like, my parents were weird. They didn't want me to see nudity, but they didn't care if I saw like killing or violence or anything like that. So I don't know. They were weird and prudish. But yeah, so I just always had horror movies. Like, I think I grew up like before I was 8, I had like the box collection of like the 3 Alien movies on VHS. Like,
Nice.
First,
what can I say? I love that shit. Yeah, that is probably the only one that counts as a horror. But man, the second one, James Cameron was just on a run.
Yes.
Oh, that second one, I love that one so much.
Charles, was there any movies when you were a kid that kind of?
No, like I like Gray. I kind of, not completely like Gray, but my mom had me very young. I'm quite the opposite of you. She had me as a teenager. So, she was in her 20s when I was growing up, and because she didn't want to be a parent so much, I would just experience things.
That's horrible.
I would just experience things.
You said it so nonchalantly.
It's all right. I'm over it now. There's things that she would watch. Like, she would take me to movies that I had no business seeing, but she didn't want to like pay extra money for a sitter. So it was just like, guess what, kid, you're growing up. So there were times where like kids in school would talk about, oh, we went and saw the new Back to the Future movie. And I'm like, yeah, I saw Pet Sematary. I don't know what else to talk about. So like,
I saw Poltergeist.
Right. I was totally desensitized. So like, I don't know what, I think Pet Sematary was something that I was afraid of because I was afraid of death at the point, but this, your loved ones come back and they're kind of pissed. Like, that freaked me out. So I didn't know how to handle that because I didn't want to die, but at the same time, I didn't want someone who died to come back and be pissed about them.
Eat your face. Yes. Yeah. That's yes. I know what you mean. That's
something of an existential crisis. I don't want to die, but I don't want to eat my nephew. What do I do?
With that, I remember the first time I saw Poltergeist. That was weird because like I saw it after Coach was a thing, so I only knew Craig T. Nelson as Coach. I did not know him as like crazy dad who had shit coming out of the television. So like
you're just like waiting for Luther and Dauber to show up.
That's one of the things I didn't understand. Like, I was so not exposed to things, right? So like late night TV, like I only knew them as that. I didn't know like they were in other things. Like, I didn't understand, like, being 6 years old, you see something and you're like, oh, that's where they live. They live in the TV, like Danny DeVito. He lived in Taxi, with weird talking Andy Kaufman.
Somewhere between the two of us is the right way to raise a kid, because I had quite the opposite. You're talking about Poltergeist. My mom would watch all that like Current Affair and all this like shitty television, and she's like, "Oh, the little girl from that movie who's dead now." So I wasn't afraid of the movie so much as, oh, that girl no longer exists. Movies are fake.
And that it's crazy. Like I didn't know, like I knew they were movies, right? I knew that because like my older brother, and he'll be on the show one day and you'll hear me yell at him a lot because he was a dick. He was like, we saw, so when I saw Terminator 2, right? And like after the Iraq
Judgment Day?
after the Iraq conflict. And the scene with the nuclear holocaust, right?
Oh,
He was like, that's almost what happened. He's like, you would be outside maybe playing kickball or something, and the next thing you know, you're grabbing the fence and you're a skeleton because you're all gonna die. And I'm like, I hate you so much. And he would mess with me like that. He would do stuff and like mess with me. And the one thing, it's not a horror movie, it's not anything. One thing that freaked me out was the movie Mask with Eric Stoltz. Rocky Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
And Cher.
Oh, yes.
What he told me, he was like, listen, he goes, that's not like something you're born with, right? So I had Crohn's disease.
Keep eating
right?
corn.
Listen, I had Crohn's disease. He's like, it's digestive. Like you start eating, like, and your bones get before. And I'm like thinking like my face is gonna turn out like a peanut, and he's just over there like, and I'm like, I hate this dude. I hate you so much. He would fuck with me like that. So that was like pretty terrifying, like as a child, especially in a thing where the only thing you're exposed to is like, ask God to help you.
Which page of the Bible is this covered in?
Look at, where does it say anything about Rocky Dennis? Like, oh crap, I don't want to turn into this. So there was like so many things that like that, like after I was my sister was the first one. My oldest sister was the first one to have children in our family, and I was the second one, but I'm the youngest. So like when all of our kids got together, I thought it was high time that I have some revenge on children.
Oh no.
And I never did anything like mean or anything like that, mean-spirited, but like for Halloween, like we would all get together and take them trick-or-treating. I had told great, like I would hide and like just shoot kids with Nerf guns. And like I had water balloons and like all sorts of stuff too, just to be an asshole. And like I remember doing stuff like that to my nephews and shit, and it was a lot of fun. But my brother, I got him real good, man. Like one year, on the side of our house, we had these like tall, like they looked like pine trees, but they were like bushes, right? They went up, and they were running around the house, and I was hiding in one of those bushes, dude. And I jumped out and scared the shit out of him so bad. And it was in front of his kids, and like he screamed like a little girl, and it was very, very satisfying to me to embarrass you in front of your children. It was fantastic. So Matt, I love you, but you're a dick.
When you said I finally got my revenge and it was around a bunch of children, I was like, wait, is that really revenge if you're just like tormenting children? But gotcha.
No. I would never do anything to the actual kids besides like stupid little thing, like the
Freddy
water.
Krueger.
Yeah. No, dude.
They will pay.
Okay. He also, you want to know what he did? And this is so we had our room, and it was a basement room, right? And the steps went up like this, and you could see like it was like the 70s or 60s era house, and there was a wall on this side like going up the steps, and facing us was like little like bars. They were like wooden, He took a glove and he put pencils in the end of it and would use it in the shadows come down the steps. I'm like, this is dead serious. And like, thankfully by that, but like,
find a way to make like a furnace noise or something.
Well, we had the furnace downstairs. So,
wow.
It was, he was just such a dick, dude. Like such a dick, big brother. Like I never learned anything from him except to like how not to be. That was the biggest life lesson that he taught me.
They're pretty good lessons. Yeah, I kind of get some of those from my brother too.
Yeah. So Warren, do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a brother that's 2 years younger than me, and a sister who's like 14 years younger than me.
Oh, okay.
So
you got to be the jerk then.
Yeah, I got to be the jerk. And my parents were kind of weird about it. They they didn't care if I watched like Lethal Weapon and watched them like mow down a bunch of henchmen, or a Van Damme movie or a Seagal movie. But then they would get all weird if I watched like Freddy Krueger, and it's like the death count was higher on Cobra than there was in Freddy Krueger. And and even then it's like it was like you could see all this death, but don't look at boobs. Like if any boobs showed up,
for sure,
I had to like turn my head.
Oh, you had to turn your head thing?
I had to do I had to cover up or turn the head. It's like I could watch, Van Damme just break all these necks, but don't look at titties. Like, stop that.
No, I had a similar thing. Like literally, I'd seen like every Van Damme movie, but I couldn't watch Time Cop because there's like brief nudity.
Yeah, I couldn't see Under Siege because the woman jumping out of the cake.
That was one of the few that I owned on tape, and I know that cake scene. But like my parents were weird, so they had kind of that rule for action movies, but for horror movies, they just wouldn't watch them with me, but they'd let me watch anything. So I don't know, it was weird, man.
Yeah, we were allowed to watch.
Warren, it sounds like you were raised more right,
but they watched it first. They watched it first. If it was just like swearing and like death, like in an action movie, for some reason they did. I don't know what it was. Like they didn't care. I think it was because like my dad liked watching movies. Like that was his thing. Like, and I saw so many westerns, like old westerns, and there's tons of death in those. And I thought like I was doing this great thing for my dad, right? Because one of the few things that I do appreciate from him is he was always like up on technology. Like we always had like a pretty cool TV, a stereo, stuff like that. So I was like, that's cool. So I remember before, this is about a year or two before he died, I bought him a giant, like it was a 75-inch, like, OLED TV. It was a big old, I was like, here you go, Dad. Here it is. And he turned on fucking Turner Classic Movies. I was like, it's fucking black and white.
I put this VHS in.
You think that's the joke, but there is a literal VHS upstairs
with that RF to HDMI cables. It's hard to find.
Dude. It's the only thing that's plugged in to the freaking coaxial. That's the only thing that's in there, and like you have to go to a separate input for it. But like, yeah, after he died, like my mom is still kind of the same. Like I got her a TV for her room and we got cable so she could do it. But she'd be like, oh, I watched this great movie the other day. And I was like, what did you watch? And she'd tell me, she was like, it was free on YouTube. I was like, Mom, you realize like the only movies that are free on YouTube is like if they own it or if it's like free domain. When was this movie made? She was like 1932. I'm like, oh, must have been real good to see on that giant television that I bought you. Damn it. But yeah, they were never we were not allowed to watch horror movies at all. Like Jaws was like I said, I saw that over at a friend's house, but that would have been probably something that would have been okay. We did see the Goonies, but that's not really horror, you know what I mean?
No.
Like
Yeah.
And tell me how I wasn't afraid of Sloth, but Rocky Dennis, maybe because it was a real person, maybe. I don't know. It was like
my parents didn't care about like Critter or like Gremlins or Tremors or stuff like creature features like that, but they did not. My mom was religious. She didn't like the Hellraiser. Like I couldn't see that till I was much later, and she didn't like The Exorcist or Freddy Krueger. Like my mom for years wouldn't talk on a phone. She would hold it out like this because of that scene in Freddy Krueger where his tongue comes to the phone. It messed with her so much that she would like talk like this.
Like put on speakerphone. Hold on.
Speakerphone was probably a godsend for her. Thank goodness.
But yeah, they had no problems for me seeing like Gremlins though, or like the Critter or Critters or Tremors or stuff along those lines. They didn't care about that.
Yeah, I wasn't even allowed to watch the Smurfs because they had magic.
That's a bunch of communist stuff there. You shouldn't watch that anyways.
Yeah,
so
like
Gargamel's pretty dark.
Willow, I didn't see until I was older. The only movie that like was like fantasy, even like that was The Princess Bride. We were allowed to watch that movie. Like my dad loved that movie, so we were allowed to see that movie. But like anything that had like magic in it or something, my mom is still like that. Like, because my wife watches a lot of that paranormal caught on tape and this and that and all that garbage. And my mom just freaks out. She's just like, oh, you're going to let evil spirits in. And I'm like, I think we're okay. I think I'm good. Don't worry, I have a gun. And it works on ghosts because those are real. So, but what I wanted to get into after we talked about movies is candy. So candy is huge for Halloween, obviously. It's the only, really holiday that it's based around. And if you call it a holiday. So what are some of your favorite candy for Halloween, Warren?
The little mini Kit Kats and Twixes that you would get. Like, I like the little.
Are you a left or a right Twix guy?
I'm a bi Twix guy. I'll left.
Centrist. Twix centrist.
He's bi-twixical.
Yes, I'm bi-twixical. Either side works for me.
Gray, do you have any favorite candies?
So mine are like bygone candies. Like they're all gone now, but I used to love like the weird ones that you'd get. Like I don't think they even make them in the like trick-or-treating size anymore. But like the weird ones they used to get, like Mary Jane's or whatever. Like I don't know what the hell it is. It's like a weird ass peanut butter caramel with like a gob of weird chunky peanut butter in the middle of it. But somehow like, Abba Zabbas are the best, man. Nougat around peanut butter. Abba Zabba, you my only friend.
I have a funny story about that. I'll get to it after you're done.
I love Abba Zabbas. Man, the ones that I used to really like were bottle caps. They were kind of like Spree, but they tasted like soda or whatever. Or pop. I don't know. Depending on which one you are. A soda or a popper. Yeah.
Pop. I'll tell you about that too after we're done.
It's a soda.
Well, they didn't understand me in Canada, and I had to like say it like 20 times, and I was like, fine, pop. And then they understood.
So they call it pop in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Canada's weirder and weirder the more I find out about it.
But they've got good candy too. Like we can get into those in a minute. But the fun ones, like Abba Zabba was cool. They used to have like a whole lot of interesting shit. Even like pixie sticks and stuff. Milk duds. I don't feel like they have those things anymore. Now it's all like kind of the standard ones. Which, don't get me wrong, the standard ones are good. But I don't know. I miss those other ones. And there used to be weird like fruity candy stuff too. That's all gone. Like, when's the last time you saw like a trick-or-treating, I don't know, licorice or whatever?
It's been a while. So Abba Zabba. So my friends and a couple of my roommates, Half Baked was on 24 hours a day, right? And when I'd be like, man, those are good. They didn't believe me that they were real, right?
Oh,
and I was like, they're definitely
the
real.
scost looking candy ever. They're great.
I was like, they are real. And my grandmother, because I was born in California, I asked my grandmother, said, can you send Abba Zabbas? And I remember when they came in the mail, she sent me a box, and dude, we were all like, they were freaking out that Abba Zabbas were real. The white toffee with peanut butter in the middle. And we watched
tasty
it
too.
We watched it. We smoked out of this bong that we called Aqua Pussy. It was this giant polar water jug that we literally went to Home Depot and bought like tubing and grommets and everything, dude. It was amazing. It was amazing. And we actually used it in a pool, which was the coolest gravity bong ever, right? So how we did it, we used it, we cut off the bottom, put it out, and then did it like that, pulled it up, and then swam under it. And you'd like hold your eyes in your nose and just start breathing. It was great.
I mean, that sounds awesome, but would that ruin the whole pool? Like, I just mean, like,
sure it would, but it was never our pool.
Bucket.
It was never our pool, man. I mean, like, this is like we used to do stuff like whenever I was like in my like late teens, early 20s, we would get drunk and walk around neighborhoods, find trampolines, and just start jumping. Like pools, we'd go swimming in people's pools. We didn't care. We gave no shit.
Awesome.
But what was the other thing I wanted to tell you about? There was the Abba Zabba and something else that you mentioned. Oh, I can't remember. But my favorite candies are like anything that is like candy coated, like little cherry sours, or like I don't know, not jujubes. Those are kind of like dots, those type of things. I like that type of stuff. Juji fruits, yes. I don't like licorice, like the black licorice taste.
You'd
You're
hate
wrong,
Denmark.
man.
It's not my type of thing.
Oh, have you ever had a heavily salted licorice though?
No.
I don't think so. No, I just don't like
Oh,
black
it's an
licorice
experience.
taste. But
Well, wait until you try it with a copious amount of salt on it, like an
I
offensive amount of salt.
I would definitely try it. I would definitely try it. Hey, Walter, how you doing? But I mean, I like a lot of the regulars. I love Snickers bars. I like those. I used to love Mars bars. Used to love those things, man. I love those things. They're just not around anywhere, at least not near me anymore. I'm trying to think of like the other candy that my son would get that I would steal. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, anything candy, like coated type thing, like, or fruity gummy type thing, like Sour Patch Kids. I like those. I definitely like those. Yeah, that's probably about it. Charles, you like any type of candy tickle your fancy?
I beat my urges to death. Well, I'll do like nothing but Snickers for a couple of months, and then I've had too much of this. I'm sick of it. But when I was a kid, I used to get like fired up for the Reese's peanut butter cup, but it was like the big one, not the little one.
Yes.
And I felt like I was getting something more, but it really just it's just all down to weight. It's just whatever how many ounces one little wrapper is. But I was like, oh, a whole entire Reese's peanut butter cup. But yeah, it depends. Twizzlers, I usually associate candy with movies and whatever the movie staples are, like red Twizzlers. I agree. Black is
red Twizzlers. I like.
Right. Raisinets, Goobers,
Red Vines.
Oh,
Red Vines are good.
No, they taste like plastic.
Red Vines are so much better. You can't say you like Twizzlers and then call the other thing plastic if you're eating Twizzler.
I just did.
He just did it.
I'm sorry, Twizzlers are like 30% plastic.
That's fine. So I'll put Twizzlers in my Subway bread, and I'll get all of my plastic in.
Get all of your byproduct waste in one big old sandwich.
Edible yoga mats.
You know what I haven't seen in years? I used to get them, and I used to always be like so happy when I get them. Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I
haven't
Reese's
seen those
Pieces.
fucking things.
I love those. Yes,
dude. They have them. What happened?
Sorry, Walter was talking about candy cigarettes.
Yeah,
those things are so fucking good. I don't know why it's like just marshmallow flavor, but something
were
about
wrapped and you blow on it and then the
smoke would come out.
Yeah.
Those are usually bubble gum. Screw that shit. Like the real one, the marshmallow thing with the weird red tip that looked way too close to a cigarette package.
But you chew it.
Those things were awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, after
I never
it's kind of like having chalk.
I never had
so
those.
Good.
I had like the harder ones with that had the red tip that were like it wasn't maybe it was marshmallow, but just dehydrated marshmallow. Maybe
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
like whatever the fuck that thing is, that it's so good. It's like a flavor that I can instantly taste it right now. I can't describe what it is other than like it's a dehydrated marshmallow.
Yeah, it's almost like how like it is like with Lucky Charms. You know, like the marshmallows in cereal.
They're way more substantial, though.
They are way more substantial, but I'm saying it's like the same concept.
Yeah.
Of like,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not a real marshmallow.
No, it's definitely not. And it didn't come from a puffed man that took over New York City, controlled by a Nest Advantage.
I don't know why those things are so good, but yeah, I remember getting those as a kid. Haven't seen those for years.
I just thought it was funny that there was so many candies and so many things like tailored to like things that children weren't allowed to do. Do you remember like jerky stuff that was like snuff, but it was jerky?
Yeah.
And it came in the circle thing. It looked like a fucking snuff.
Yeah, they still sell that at a gas station around here.
That's hilarious.
Why? Is it like just for people trying to quit snuff? Like, I don't understand.
It's for kids to get on it.
What's like, snuff?
It's like a shredded tobacco that you put in your lip, the like dip. Yeah. Yeah.
But Walter has a question. What's the most insulting thing you've ever gotten?
I know what it is because, like I said, when I lived with my grandma for a couple of years, we weren't allowed to go out, but she gave out pennies.
Yeah,
she literally did. She was like from the 1910s, where like 7 pennies could buy you half a house. you know. So she was like, "This is a great investment. Look at this."
I remember getting pennies, but like specifically like a card from my stepmom's mom, so like my step grandma, and it had a place for like 5 pennies, and that was, or I guess they were coins, but she chose pennies. It was weird. That still wasn't the most insulting. I remember we went to this house, and like as we were there, I saw that it just was littered with all these like weird balls, and I had no idea what was going on. And then we like rang the bell, and they gave us 1 walnut each, like a whole shelled walnut, like just this, no way to like shell it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like the second any of the kids like left the like walkway back to the street, they just got thrown back at the house.
Yeah, I was
well, it was just a house, man.
Oh, okay.
But I think that was the most insulting one. What about you guys?
Well, probably for me was a dose of the Bible.
Oh.
I lived in a small community, so if you did something weird like that, everyone would know. So we had mostly just normal candy gifts. Like it wasn't anything weird or all those lines. Because you'd get called out if you did.
You wonder though, like the families, like like that. My nana gave out pennies, like and the walnut people, like what the fuck are they thinking? How do you have children
I have
and
no
not
clue.
know children? And I've said that to my parents, like my mom and my dad. Like there's 4 of us, right? There's no pictures of like my mom holding us as children. It was always be like my big sister or my other sister, and I'm like. I remember saying to her as an adult, I was like, for having 4 kids, you people are like, you don't like children, do you? Like, what was the plan here? What was the plan growing up? What did you think was going to happen?
Obligation.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. It was like you're an 18-year obligation. Well, for you, it was only about 15 years. So, we got off a little bit early with you. So. And I'm just like, yeah, it's just odd. So I do try to make sure like that my nephews, nieces, and my kids always have like really good Christmases and stuff. Like my niece, she puts out this list, and I'm just like, oh god damn it, And I know I'm not supposed to get everything, and my sister's like, you don't have to get everything, but I always do. I always make sure she gets everything. But this year,
damn.
I'm not getting her anything on her list. I got her a Switch 2. So
god damn.
That's what she's getting for Christmas.
Damn.
It's like that is what you're getting, because she had mentioned she's a very big Switch fan, and she had mentioned like that she wanted a Switch 2, and I even told her, I was like, are you sure? Because I have one. There's really not anything out for it. You can still play your old Switch games on it yet, but next year 2026 is a huge year for Switch 2. There's a ton of games coming out. And she doesn't know. She has no idea. She has no clue, because it's not even on her list. So like I got her list of things. Like last year, she wanted a record player, a couple records, some neon lights, and like a bunch of other weird stuff that I was just like, all right, just went to, Amazon and was like, they have all of this. There you go. That is what you get. And my nephew, he just got his amateur PGA card. So he's very good at golf. Like he's in college at
okay.
And no, he's playing in the amateur PGA though this year. He will be playing in the amateur US Open in 2026, amateur masters, all that stuff. And I went in with his dad on a nice set of golf clubs. Like that's what I said that's what you're getting for Christmas. And he's like, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, plus you're like, 20 now. So I don't have to get you anything. You have to get me stuff. You got to get me shit. At least your sister's still younger. But you got 2 years left, woman. And then I ain't buying you shit. Once you turn 18, you buy me stuff. That's how it works in my family.
Severance.
Yeah. It is. It's severance pay for all that stuff that I got you. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody showing up as usual, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day with Halloween. I don't really do much. Like I said, they moved trick-or-treating for the kids to tomorrow because of the weather here, so I will probably go upstairs. I will either play Dragon Quest or I will watch some movies, most likely watch some movies with the wife. But, Warren, where can everybody catch you I know you're going to be on MSK here in a little bit, so you're going to go through kind of like hell. That's Halloween themed.
Yeah, I gotta go through my gauntlet here pretty soon. So I think he might be dressing up, but I'm not going to dress up. So
what's he going to dress up as? Like
I don't know.
A normal human being?
He talked about it like his hair. I don't know. Like
he talked.
But yeah, I'll be on the MSK
he doesn't
show.
have that kind of time.
You can catch me on my YouTube channel at Lunchbox Comics. Catch me tomorrow gaming, or tomorrow drawing, Monday gaming, Tuesday drawing, and catch me here on Fridays and also on the MSK show Wednesdays and Fridays.
Awesome, Greg.
Yeah, things soon, but until then, you can catch me on the MSK show if I can't think of an excuse, and also on the Thinkers over on That Darn Kidda's channel.
What day is that? What day is the thing?
That's every Thursday. YouTube at That Darn Kidda. International panel. People disagree about everything. Usually we can leave amicably. We're trying to keep it that way, but gets a bit more political. Yeah, hopefully something fun next time.
We'll have to have her on one time. We'll have to have her on. And
yeah, it might be different. She might assume harassment since I think I did describe this as the MSK All-Stars, so I might not have described it correctly to her.
Oh no.
No, you can say it's people from the MSK show, but there's no MSK topics. It is the
That's
anti-MSK.
like the best part.
Yep. Charles, where can everybody catch you, my friend?
Right here, Willis Greedia. Half-year event is now on my channel. I'm going to catch up with sleep for the next couple of days and then probably resume some sort of schedule.
Awesome.
Oh,
So yeah, catch me here on the last panel. We will have a new show coming up with me and Jared from it'll be about there won't be a set day for it, but it'll be the week that the last Absolute book drops from DC, and we'll be talking about the Absolute comics that for DC Comics. We will also be doing our Friday shows here. I know not next week. Next week we might have to do it on a different day, just because next week is the Comics Crusade, the launch of Comics Crusade. It's a Professor Savage Dad channel, and he's got a bunch of comic book guys on there. But the next show for this panel will be Saturday and Sunday morning cartoons, which will be a lot of fun. And then after that, we will be reviewing Rook Exodus, the first volume, which is a fantastic book. And after that, we'll have our MCU tier list, which will be fun because I haven't even watched all the movies. Like I'm not watching the Marvels. It's just not happening.
And it is one of the best double Dutch scenes committed to celluloid. It's great.
Well, I mean, of things that I give a shit about, double Dutch is not high on the list, but I will take your word for it and I will watch that scene just for that. I will just put it on. I
don't want to spoil it, but a Beastie Boys track may be involved.
I want to spoil the scene. But that's it. And we'll end the stream here and have a happy Halloween. And I'll add that video on just to do it, just because it's so terribly made, but it's hilarious. So have a good night, everybody.